All right. So if you look back at what we did last day, right? Last day we looked at a straight line. We looked at finding the equation of the line, length of the line, midpoint of the line, and we spent some time on something called the what? The perpendicular bisector, right? What's the perpendicular bisector again? What does it do? Imran? What does the perpendicular bisector do? So if I give you a line, the perpendicular bisector does two things. Okay, yeah. Nikhil, help him now. Right. So cut the line in half and is meet the other line at 90 degrees. Okay. And I showed you how to find the gradient of perpendicular lines and the equation of perpendicular lines. Okay. So you will hardly see a straight line question. What you will really see is circle question, right? But before we do circles, there's just one thing I want to do, right? Before we do that, head up intersection. Intersection of two lines. All right, so if I give it something like this, if I give you line 1, then I gave you a next line, line 2. If I give you line 1 and line 2, how do we find the point of intersection here? Any ideas? Any ideas? How do we find the point of intersection where those two lines meet? Anybody online? Imran? How do you find that point of intersection? All right, correct, Sebastian. Aidan, anything? Emirates? Right, correct. Emirates said to solve simultaneously. Right, so if we solve line 1 and line 2 simultaneously, we obtain the point of intersection. Okay, so of course, I have to give it one try, right? Addmaths, we generally use substitution method, right? Make y the subject and substitute in the next one, right? You don't really use elimination method so much. Right? I just giving you one example. All right, so let's try this example here. Right, find the point of intersection here. 5x plus 6y is equal to 11. And 4x minus 2y is, all right, now, I want to give you a bad number, right? Right. So how do we solve equations like this? I am not using elimination method. I'm going to use substitution method, right? So watch this here. So the first thing I'll do is I'll label my equation. Label them equation 1 and label them equation 2. All right. And then I am going to make x or y the subject of the subject of the formula. For habit, I'll just choose equation 1. Right? I'll choose the linear. Both are linear, but in this case, I'll choose equation 1, and I'm going to make y the subject of the formula. Right? So I have 5x plus 6y is 11, which means that 6y, just watch it first, Imran. Watch it first, right? 6y is equal to 11 minus 5x. First part easy. Then I want to make y the subject, so I'm going to divide both sides by 6. That's okay? I'm going to divide both sides by 6. So I'll get y is 11 minus 5x on 6. This is my new equation 3. All right? That is my new equation 3. Next step, I am going to substitute equation 3 in the next equation, not the one I used initially. I go into the second equation now. Substitute 3 and 1. And I'll end up with 4x minus 3 by 11 minus 5x on 6 is equal to 1. You okay with that? So I'll make y the subject and a substitute. That's it. Now, all we have to do is just get rid of the fraction. The denominator is 6, so let's multiply everything by 6. So you'll get 24x minus 3. When you multiply this by 6, it'll cancel here. And then multiply this by 6. So you'll get 3 by 11 minus 5x is 6. And all your hard work finished there. So you'll get 24x minus 33 plus 15x is 6. Bring your like terms together. You'll get 24x plus 15x is 6 plus 33. So this is 39x is equal to 39. So it means that x is 1. And that's it, right? When you find x is 1, put x is 1 right in here. Put x is equal to 1. Right? And you will get, just squeezing it in here, y is equal to 11 minus 5 by 1 over 6. And you'll get 1. So the answer is y is 1, x is 1. All right? But that's the technique I want you to follow, substitution. Yes, elimination could work here, but the third one I'm going to give you, it can't work. Okay? Sometimes you get something linear to solve, sometimes you get quadratic to solve. Okay, copy it down. right? So take an equation, make it the subject, and then work it out, right? Always take the linear equation. If you have two linear equations, then you can choose any one. Finish, man? Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Because I don't want to work with a denominator. So I multiply every term to get rid of the denominator. So the denominator is 6, so I multiply every term by 6. Right? Please don't multiply 3 by 6 as well. All right? Yeah, you make it. See, and I pronounced the name wrong. And it's, yeah, leave early again. No. All right, let's go again. Oh, you're right, answer. So I'll give you one easy like this and I'll give you a hard one. All right, it's just something I want you to remember. Anytime you see an unknown point and you want to find that point and you have equations to solve that. Right? We kind of did this in quadratics, huh? When you had a quadratic and you had to solve where it cuts the x-axis, you were actually solving both equations simultaneously. This was the quadratic and this was y is equal to 0. You were actually solving both of them simultaneously. All right, let's go. Okay, man, finish, right? Right? Try this one here. Try that there, please. Any equation. And it don't matter. You can make X subject if you want. Let me see. We're writing all kind of thing on the board. Right, online, feel free to message your answers. Let's see what you got. Right, pay attention to the little minus sign. If you decide to make Y the subject, right? You could also make X the subject. Anyone could work for me and you. It worked for us. Jason, good job. All right, so let's see what we got. I am going ahead with the same pattern, right? Right, Jason was good, Renisha was good, Emerald good, Aidan good. Right, let me see what Elizabeth have, Megan, right, Sahara, Shreya, and Safir. All right, so this is considered an easy one. I'm gonna give you a hard one after. Same principle, same principle. I think you'll just end up with a quadratic, right? So you had to solve a quadratic, and you could use a calculator. You could use a calculator if you don't have one. Well, calculator. Do it a long way. Do it the long way. Just one I give it, and it won't be too difficult. might be finish. Did you wait? No. All right. So I'm going to call this one equation 1, this one equation 2. Okay. I will say, notice, and I'm watching some people books and you all didn't have this. From equation 1, you can't magically expect the person to know which equation you're using, right? Hi. Morning. Addmaths? Oh, right. Okay. Right. So it's from equation 1. From equation 1, we are going to make, I am continuing with y as a subject of the formula, right? So I'll show you how to handle it negative. We have 4x minus 9y is 3. Minus 9y is 3 minus 4x. That's okay? I'll move across the 4x. And then I'm going to divide everything by minus 9. So I'll get y is equal to 3 minus 4x over minus 9. That's one option. And next option would have been carry the 9y here and carry the 3 here. So I would have gotten 4x minus 3 as positive 9y. And then divide both by 9. Right? That's the next option. What that will do is that will give you y to have a positive denominator. Okay? So you can just keep that in mind as well. But I am sticking with the negative sign. So next step, I am going to substitute equation 3 in equation 2. So that'll be 3x minus 4. Remember, I'm replacing y, right? I'm right. I'm replacing y because I know what y is. So I'm going to get 4 by 3 minus 4x over minus 9 is 5. I do not want to work with the negative denominator. So I'm going to multiply everything by minus 9. Minus 9 by 3x minus 27x minus 9 by that next term will give you 4 by 3 minus 4x minus 9 by 5 is minus 45. Then you work like normal. This is minus 27x minus 12 plus 16x is minus 45. Bring the x's together. Bring the x's together and then bring the constants together. So minus 27 plus 16 is minus 11. And minus 45 plus 12 is minus 33. Divide by minus 11. X is 3. And then I am going to substitute in equation 3. Equation 3 said that y is equal to 3 minus 4 by 3 all over minus 9. So when you work this out, you get minus 9 and minus 9, which is 1. So your answer is 3, 1. Right? We're doing solving simultaneous. Just one more example. Right? So I'll take an equation, make y the subject, and substitute in the next one. Okay? Right? This is just a method showing you that you can still work with the negative sign. Right? If not, and you don't want to work with the negative sign, make x the subject and work it out. Right? Copy it down. Let's do 2 more actually. 2 more before I start circles. Yeah, we're doing circles after. Anybody ever use Teams in school? Microsoft Teams? Yeah? What do you have to do? But what you have to download to use it? Yeah. It have an app. Okay. I want to check, find my camera. I just can't use the board anymore. Every time I pull up Zoom, the camera just go. I just give trouble. But camera working by itself. I had to get back this weekend. We had to figure that out. Use a Microsoft account. Okay. Let's see the camera will work. All right, let's try number 3. Right, number 3, same principle, make y the subject or x the subject and substitute. Same principle, except you'll get a quadratic, right? And solve the quadratic using the formula or your calculator. Say calculator. Say calculator. Or you can solve it. You remember the formula? Huh? I can't give you that's not a bit, but copy it down. This is your solve it along with it. Minus b plus or minus. Remember that formula? Trouble. I'll probably severe my learning calculator. Might learn a calculator. Hey, come on, somebody left this during the week. Oh wait, this guy do it. No worries. This one could do it. I'll just put it on the mode for you one time, right? Yeah, put it here. Right? So we'll ask you what is A, B, and C. So in A equal, B equal, C equal, and here we go get the answer. So leave it on that mode. All right. So let's start, right? Try this one here. Right? X plus Y is equal to 9. XY is equal to 8. Take your time, solve it. Everyone will do this one first. Well, see, finish already? Man, finish already? Right, multiply it out, you'll get quadratic. Right, these quadratic, if you could factorize, you should be able to solve them, right? All right, time up. I see where you are. I see what you got. I somehow feel some of you all stick by the quadratic part, right? So you have equation 1 here, equation 2. As I told you, always take the linear equation. The linear equation is equation 1. So from equation 1, make y the subject. Y is equal to 9 minus x. And then we are going to substitute equation 3 in equation 2. Everybody okay with that? Up until there? So we'll end up with x by 9 minus x is equal to 8. Okay? I made y the subject and I substitute y in equation 2. So I'll get 9x minus x squared is equal to 8. Carry everything on the right side, and you'll get x squared minus 9x plus 8 is 0. Okay? You have a quadratic now. Go to your calculator and solve it, but this one kind of simple, so we can factorize it. X minus 1, x minus 8. So our two answers are x is equal to 1, x is equal to 8. Okay? And if x is 1, go back to equation 3. Go back to equation 3, and you will get y is equal to 9 minus 1, which is 8. So your first answer, 1, 8. Y is equal to 9 minus 8, which is 1. So your answer is 8, 1. That's okay? What you can do? You reach here? What? Without getting a quadratic? And you get the same answers? Right, M1. Imran, next one is yours, huh? 4. Right, give it one more. And then you can look all the steps from one substitute. Right, more than things. Also, you have to check. I'll give him one more. Right, let's take a look at one more. So when you carry across the 8, why didn't it become negative? Oh no, I didn't really move the 8. I moved the x squared and the 9x. So technically I should have had a 0 here. But it don't really make a difference, right? Okay. But if you wanted, you could have also solved minus x squared plus 9x minus 8 is 0. You could have also solved that. All right, let's go. Last one. Last one. So I want to give you not real hard, not really hard, or not really easy. Right, last one. This is D, right? X plus Y is equal to 5. XY is equal to X plus 3. So income as yet, right? But you can just finish up, you get the right up. You want to look at the right up for the other. You reach in time to do this one on the board. Reach in time. Right, this is the last one we're doing, right? So see how far you could reach. Hopefully you can get this one out. just solving it simultaneously. Make y the subject, use substitution method. Make y the subject in the first equation and substitute in the next one. Finish? 1 minute again. Finish? Always bring the like terms together. All right, let's see how this one went. Right, let's see how this one went, right? So this is equation 1, this is equation 2, right? I'll say from equation 1, y is equal to 5 minus x. Okay, and then we're going to substitute equation 3 in equation 2. So everywhere I have y, I'm going to write 5 minus x. So it's x by 5 minus x is equal to x plus 3. This is 5x minus x squared. I'm moving across the x, I'll get minus x. Moving across the 3, I'll get minus 3. Right? So I'll get minus x squared plus 5x minus x minus 3 is 0, which is minus x squared plus 4x minus 3 is 0. You could solve it in the calculator like that, or you could multiply by a -1 so that you don't have to deal with the negative in front of the x squared. And then this looking easier to factorize. So I got x is 3, x is 1. And then I'm going to solve for y. Y is 5 minus 3, which is 2. And here y is 5 minus 1, which is 4. You got that? Yeah. All right. So that's the end of solving simultaneously. Okay. So everything we've been doing so far been straight lines and kind of curves. Now we're going to focus on a circle. So for you again, sure. Fair. Megan, yes, sorry, a little mistake. Right, for those who made x the subject of the formula, remember you have to replace this x and this x after, right? All right. So next thing you want to look at is something called circles, right? We all know what a circle is, right? And anybody can define a circle. A circle must have two main things, right? What are the two things? What are the two main things a circle must have? A center and a radius, right? A circle must have a center, and from that center, we could draw the radius, right? Any point from the center to anywhere around the circle is the same, okay? And you see that the entire circle, the entire shape of the circle, that is called the circumference, right? So anywhere around the circle, the circumference, anywhere from the center to the circumference is always the same, all the same length, and that length call it the radius, right? Which is called 2 radii again? A diameter, right? 2 radii diameter. So here's what we need now. We need to develop an equation, right? And in the equation, it must have a radius and it must have a center, right? How do we develop that equation for a circle, right? One of the ways that we can do it is this, right? I'll show you where it came from because we have a lot of time. So I can just show you where the formula came from, right? Hold on, huh? This little boy might try to escape from class if I don't give him it now. Right. So how do we come up with this, right? Let me show you how we could do that, right? Let's say we have a circle, and I will do it around the center first, right? So let's say we have a circle. And something like this, right? And we have a center. And some point here, we have a random point, x, y. Let's call the center AB. Let's call the center AB. All right? And this is from the center to that point, right? That is your radius, R. Are you okay with that? All right. So Let's see if we could get an equation now for R. Find a way to find R. All right. So watch this here. If I were to draw the line down here and then draw a line down across here, what type of triangle are forming? A right angle triangle, right? All right. Hold on, all, yeah. I find this coming out too small. I'm gonna just make it a little bigger. Right. This point here is AB. This line here is the radius. And this point here is XY. So, right. So I was trying to show you that we could have a right angle triangle looking something like this. Correct? And if we could find the length here and the length here, could we find R? Yeah? Imran, look on the board now, boy. Right? If we could find those two lengths, can we find R? By using what law? Pythagoras theorem, right? We could find R by using Pythagoras theorem. So the hard thing now is to figure out that length. Okay? So watch it here. How are we going to figure out that length? Well, I know that this point here is E. Correct? I also know that if I draw the line down here, this point is X. Right? Let's pretend A was 4 and X was 10. What is the distance between A and X? 6. See that, Tishon? Right, so since Tishon seeing that, then what is that length between X and A? What would it be? What would this length here be all the time? Same thing we just did, just use the letters. What would it be? It'll be X minus A. Correct? And you can do the same thing on top, right, Nathan? What would be the distance from here to here? Do the same thing in your head. What will it be? Here's Y, here's B. Y minus B. Very good. All okay with that? So let's find R now. So by Pythagoras theorem, R squared is equal to X minus A squared plus Y minus B squared. That's it. That is the equation of a circle. Equation of a circle. Right? X minus A squared, Y minus B squared is R squared. Right? AB, we call that the center. And the radius is equal to R. All right? You don't have to learn the proof, but I'm just showing you where it came from. What you have to learn is this here, what the equation of a circle looks like. Are you okay with that? Imran, you okay with that? Stop bringing down the board to explain that to that over from the next week, right? Okay, so that's the first version of equation of a circle that we're gonna look at. I'll show you the next version next week, right? All right, so if I give you an equation, all you have to do is take out A and B, and that'll be a radius. I mean, that'll be a center. And then take out R, and that'll be a radius. Right, so we'll be doing circle geometry for a little while, right? Oh yeah, the next version has a long version. The next version has a longer formula for radius. Ready? All right, so let's start with example 1. Oh, yeah, you're right, Ansel? Yeah. Sorry, Nathan, say you finish on. People taking long and you want to do a question. Nathan, say you want to do a question. All right, last one. Next one, I mean. So let's try an example. Suppose I gave you x minus 4 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared is equal to 9. Can you identify the center and the radius? Sean, center is what? Center is what here? And make it happen. Center is what? Once this value is minus, that is the x value at the center. So the center is 4. This is minus, so this value here is 3. So the center is 4, 3. All okay with that? Yeah? So Imran, what do you think is the radius? 3, very good. Because yeah, you have to write 9 like this. 3 squared. Okay? Don't write 9 as the radius. Right? You have to put it in the form of something squared and then figure out what the radius is. Okay? Copy it down. Try this next one. X minus 2 squared, y plus 4 is equal to 25. Tell me what is the center and what is the radius. Take me to the reader. Guys, Renisha, check back your y value. Remember, it must be x minus something, right? right? So the value next to the x is a minus, so we could take this x value as 2, but the problem with the y value is there's a plus sign here. So here's what you do, y minus 4 all squared, okay? So it means that the y value is minus 4, not plus 4. And then 25 is 5 squared, right? So it means that the radius is 5. That's okay? Nathan, you okay with that? In the wrong place. Are you okay with that? Good. Right, let's make it a little more complicated now. X plus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to, we complicate everything a little bit. Sure. Let me say 5. Let's see what you'll do here. X plus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 5. Last one. Actually, I gave me one more. Just Sean wanted one more. I want to get one more to Sean. We asked for one more to get one more. Try this last 2 here. All right. Let's see what you came up with. Right, so the first thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to write it in the form, right? So I'm going to write x minus 2. The reason I put the minus 2 on the outside is to show you that it's in the form, right? Right. Y squared is the same as y minus 0 squared, right? And 5, to get something squared, I'll give you 5. The answer is root 5. Okay? So therefore, the center is minus 2, 0, and the radius is root 5. All right? Now I want you to do the last one for me. Quick. Right? Well, what was the last one? Tishon, center is what? right there. Center is what? What's that? Try something. What it is? Tell me what you think the center is. Look at hint here. When it was y squared, the value was what? No, how was the y value? When it was y squared, the y value was 0, right? If it's x squared, the x value is what? And if it's y squared, the y value is what? 0 is 0, right? What's the radius, Imran? What's the radius here? 1, right? The radius is 1. Not bad. All right. So remember this for next week. We continue from